Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday evening. Hope everyone is doing good out there. Let's go ahead and see who we got here for today in the live chat. We got ourselves TRG, we have Prepper, we have Poland, we have Wing, we have Bryant, we have Finn, we have Aiden, we have Amber, we have Eureka, we have Holly Ann, we have Emmett, we have Shunmaster, we have Amber, Poke Fan. Let's see here. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. See, Bunzy. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great day so far. So, yep, we're kicking it back off here at the tropics, my friend. Got ourselves another update here on the table for you guys. Now, they did actually update the probability here to, look at this, 100% within the next 7 days. So within the next week or so, we have ourselves a 100% chance that this system will turn into a tropical system, either being a tropical depression or a tropical storm. And over the next 2 days, they have a 90% chance probability. So, you know, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we actually have this thing that is finally developed here. As you're about to see on the satellite view, it looks a lot better than what it did here like earlier this morning, which is definitely interesting. Let's see, Jackson, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see, Amy says hello from East Alabama. What's up? Hope you're doing good. A little clarification says, hey, Andrew, what's up? Let's see here. Palmy says, hi, Andrew from New Zealand. Wow. What's up, Palmy? Hope you're doing good. Hello from very far away. Let's see here. We got Biggest Fan here, which says, hi, what's up? Hope you're doing good, y'all. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, we do have ourselves a pretty decent probability of formation. Obviously, 100% is, you know, a little up there, as you could think, in terms of turning into a tropical system. That's the HWRF model, you know, working its magic here. As, you know, most models you're going to see, guys, this thing definitely shows to be quite a beast of a storm here overall. We're going to definitely need to look out for it. Wing says Lee, right? I'm pretty sure, yes. I'm pretty sure it will be Lee. Let's see here. 2023 Atlantic Hurricane Season name. So we've already went through Gert. Let's see here. Did we already go through it? No. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. Yeah, we already went through Emily. Yep, it would be Lee. It would definitely be Lee. Anyways, let's see here. What's up, Pilot? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Kate, what's up, Kate? Let's see here. We have Tyler. What's up, Tyler? Hope you're doing. Or yeah, Tyler. I was just making sure it wasn't Taylor. What's up, Tyler? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, no, we're going to hop you guys over here to the satellite real quickly. I want to go ahead and show you guys the current state of the system. Then we'll drive into the models here in terms of the latest information. Things have gotten a little bit better, as we're going to figure out here in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and hop over here to the satellite imagery. So here's the current system at its current state. You can obviously tell this thing is rotating counterclockwise pretty daggone well. It's got that circulation down for the most part. It's definitely doing pretty good overall. The only thing is right now you can see how the thunderstorms are not in the center. The center is right here, and the thunderstorms are like around the edges. So like I was talking about here this morning, this is the fact that we're going to need these thunderstorms to be in the middle of the system. That's how you get maximum, efficiency. That's how you get maximum, basically organization of the storm to occur here, is with those storms in the middle. That's the only thing that's really got to be working on right now. But overall, I mean, this thing's definitely rotating pretty daggone well, for the most part. So I do expect this thing to possibly even become a tropical depression here by tomorrow. By tomorrow here overall. Possibly by tomorrow, if not at absolute latest, basically the day after tomorrow, which, like I said, I honestly think it's going to be tomorrow, by the time this thing does become, either a tropical depression or a tropical storm at some point. But overall, like I said, the odds, I have a feeling the odds are going to be pretty daggone high. I mean, considering, like I said, 100% chance of formation in the next 7 days. I'm like, that seems a little bit high, don't you think? And over the next 2 days or 48 hours, this thing has a 90% chance of forming into tropical depression or tropical storm at some point, which is definitely something to pay attention to. Anyways, we're gonna go and hop you guys over here to the models. I know you guys are eager to see what's going on in the models. Things are definitely trending a little different. We're gonna go ahead and hop you guys over there right now. So we're gonna start off here with the American GFS, but first I need to change this to the North Atlantic. So obviously, we're going to wear you down in time. Now, according to the GFS, very similar to what we saw this morning, the GFS shows really rapid development with the system. I mean, by the time it reaches the Lesser Antilles for September 9th here, I mean, this is like what? Almost, technically 4 days away now, since today's mostly over. But this is kind of for 8 p.m., so yeah, it's still kind of 5 days out. Anyways, but in terms of that, this thing gets down very, very strong, just passes shy to the north of the Lesser Antilles here. We're expecting rapid strengthening with this system. Reason is because those surface temperatures are very hot. Not to mention, in terms of wind shear, there's like no wind shear. You can see the jet streams well up here, and there is no jet aiming right at the there is basically no jet stream aiming right at the cyclone here. So obviously that's definitely going to be good for the storm itself, keeping it together and not really ripping anything apart. So there's no wind shear, which is also a very good thing for the storm, particularly, as well as a lot of moisture. You can see it in the kind of bluish green color. That's showing a lot of moisture available with the system here. As the thing works its way up to the northwest. There's like literally no limiting factors on this system for development overall. This thing is definitely, definitely is kicking up pretty good. So, like I said, all of the main three ingredients, the surface temperatures of the oceans are very hot. The amount of moisture that's in the atmosphere is a lot. In terms of the wind shear that would rip apart storms is not there. So, I'm expecting rapid development. I was actually talking to my friend here earlier today, and he was mentioning the possibilities of Category 4. I think this thing has a chance of getting up to major hurricane strength again. Kind of similar to what Franklin did and Idalia did. Between those two, like I said, it's definitely a good shot, considering the environment's very conducive for rapid development over the next several days. I think it's a good shot. And I wouldn't even rule out a Category 4, up in that strength, as we're going to be seeing here on the spaghetti models. It seems to be a possibility out there in terms of that intensification process and everything like that. But anyways, but that is, that is what we're looking at there. That is essentially what we are seeing here overall. But then we work our way down further into time. It looks like as we work our way closer to the U.S. East Coast here, we get a bit of dry air, basically ahead of a front. You can kind of see we have a low-pressure system here driving a cold front across portions here of the Ohio Valley. Yes, I did say cold front, y'all. I did say cold front. I know, it's been very, very hot out there. But, the latest GFS model still has this thing pulling up towards the U.S. Northeast coast here. As this high pressure, you can see, it's kind of hard to see right now, but it's kind of, basically squeezing its way to the east here. With this system, still a very strong hurricane. Look at this, 969 millibars, 970. That's getting a little bit too close for liking across the Northeast. I mean, look at that thing. That thing is right on. That is like right on portions of like, you know, Massachusetts doorsteps here. You know, that is a little bit too close for comfort, like I said. So that is that's something we're gonna definitely need to look out for. Like I said, I hope that that's not the case scenario. I hope that does not happen here overall. But like I said, you know, the last few GFS models, it's been showing this thing get real close, and it even has it hitting portions of Maine, according to the latest one. But remember, I mean, this is 252 hours out. It's bound to change at some degree. But, you know, like I said, this is a system the U.S. East Coast should definitely monitor. Like I said, obviously prepare for the worst and, you know, hope for the best here overall. Now, that's the GFS model. Once again, and the system just kind of pulls its way up into eastern Canada and it gets caught up in the Arctic Circle at some point. But yeah, no, that's kind of what the GFS model has to show here. Once again, rapid development kicking off. We actually got another system out there too, guys. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier today, but not in this stream. We got another guy over right there towards the Cabo Verde Islands. Medium chance, yes, 60% chance probability of turning into a tropical, cyclone at some point here in the next 2 days. 10% chance, so it's not likely to form in the next 48 hours, but you know, within the next 7 days, it's likely to happen. But in terms of like what the GFS model shows about this guy, I mean, like I said, this model, picks up a small depression. It doesn't really show too much happening with it. It just gets absolutely just destroyed by a big ridge here, a big blast of high pressure that basically rips it apart here. You know, in terms of this system, I was never really worried about this one back here, because, you know, it's going to remain mostly well away from land for the most part. I don't see, I really do not see big problems with that guy. The only one I do see problems with is obviously 95L, which is getting ready to get depression number instead of a 95L. It's getting ready to turn from an invest to a depression or a tropical storm here soon. This would be Lee, like we were talking about here. But yeah, no, the GFS model goes a little aggressive, still showing a northeast potential landfall, so let's keep an eye out there for it. Once again, do not panic, do not freak out, because, you know, this is bound to change, okay? This is definitely bound to change here, so we're going to need to definitely be watching out for this. Anyways, let's go and hop our way over here to the ECMWF. So this is the European model. This is the European model in terms of the latest and greatest. This was a 12 Zulu run. So we work our way down in time. Now, just like the GFS here, y'all, rapid intensification happens as it approaches areas near the Lesser Antilles. Look at that. Getting down into the 950s, 940s, 940 right there. Holy cow. Just next to that. Wow, 930s, 920s. What? 917? Holy cow. Wow, dude. That is the strongest I've seen ECMWF in forever. Holy cow. Okay, so according to the European model, this does not play around here. Let's go and take a look here at the yeah, that's pressure equivalent of nearly Category 5 strength. That is ridiculous here. If not Category 5 strength, let's go and take a look here at the let's see, ECMWF view. Here we go. Down and back at 95L. That is crazy, dude. Wow. Showing sustained winds of 118. That's knots, by the way. Let's see here. So 118, or let's do knots, 2 miles an hour conversion. So let's see, 118. That's well, that's sustained winds of 135. Even though despite that low pressure, it's still not Cat 5 strength. Has to be 157 plus to be considered Category 5 strength. But 135, that is a pretty beefy, or kind of lower end actually, Category 4. But still, Category 4, that's still a beast. Still a beast overall. Let's see here. Yeah, yikes, says Amy. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen the... I've seen it before, but you rarely see the pressure get down in the 917 millibar zone whenever it comes to... whenever it comes to the European model. That is crazy, dude. I did not even notice. I didn't even look at the models before this because I wanted to kind of dive into them together overall. I looked at the last runs, obviously, but I didn't look at these runs. This one, yeah, these are getting crazy, guys. definitely getting pretty crazy. We're going to go ahead and move this back over here to the North Atlantic. Anyways, but yeah, following that, it kind of pulls up to the north here. This in particular model, as you can see, is a lot more further east than what the GFS is showing. It's because this high pressure barrier here is more to the west, like we were talking about here this morning and yesterday or last night. Like I said, this high pressure is either going to help us or it's either going to hurt us. You know, according to the European model here, the high pressure system is still going to remain its way in the U.S. East Coast, which will basically act as a basically a bodyguard or a shield or something, reflecting it back out to sea. Now, even at this state here, this would actually put Bermuda at risk. Bermuda is that little speck right there. This would actually put Bermuda at risk here for either A, direct landfall, or B, serious rip currents. Could be a possibility. You know, I guarantee you, even at this distance, I'm sure the U.S. East Coast would still feel a bit of rip current activity from it, because systems these large, these large of systems here overall, they will get those waves rolling. They really will. They're such powerful systems. They'll get those waves going all over the place. It's crazy. It is really crazy. But anyways, yeah, no. That's what the European model shows. It also shows that second system here actually developing a lot more than what the GFS was showing. Remember, the GFS was showing this big ridge basically blasting south. This ridge, according to the Europeans, keeps it to the east here. But apparently, I mean, it has no problem working its way up here to the northeast. Once again, I'm not too worried about that. I don't know exactly the name of the island chains out here, but according to this model, those island chains are going to be affected. Let me see what the name of those are. I'm not exactly, let's see here. That's there near, I wish I kind of knew what, I wish I knew the name of that island chain. Anyways, but yeah, no, the European model doesn't like them too much, essentially. Let's see here. But yeah, no, honestly, like I said, it's a little bit crazy. Obviously the European model would be more the better case scenario, but still, the fact it shows it getting down to 917 millibars, dude, that's really surprising. This, I saw somebody say this European usually underestimates. Yeah, I know. That's what's kind of crazy about this. Anyways, but we have another model. This is the CMC model. Also, it's another model we take a look at for. Now, this model doesn't really show rapid strengthening happening until like the last stages of it approaching the Lesser Antilles, becoming a hurricane, as it's basically just north of the Lesser Antilles here. And in terms of later down in the model here, you can kind of see that steer up to the north, kind of similar to what the European has, only a little bit more to the west. But once again, that would put Bermuda at risk. That little speck right there is Bermuda. And this CMC model, if it was to continue, it'd probably go right near Bermuda, which would definitely not be good for them. Definitely would not be good. But yeah, let's see. When will it be near New England? So it's still a ways away. It'll probably still be, I mean, several days, probably 10 days or so. That's what I'm saying. It's still a lot can change, and a lot will change between the models. Like I said, it's only the GFS right now that's showing it kind of still getting real close to the U.S. East Coast here, as you can see, working our way down in time with that high pressure, kind of squeezing by to the east and kind of forcing it to funnel into the northeast. You can kind of see here for September 14th, September 15th, so about 10 days or so. But like I said, personally, you guys know I don't like forecasting past 5 days. So like I said, what's going to happen from essentially right here, so basically once it passes the Lesser Antilles, a lot can still change. A lot can definitely still change. Honestly, like I said, I still wouldn't even rule out a lower end or lower potential U.S. landfall. Like I said, I'm not saying it will as of right now. I'm saying there's a lot of unknowns with it. But I'm not ruling it out, though. I'm not saying it's definitely not going to happen, because there's just a lot we don't know. There's just a lot we don't know with the system here. I mean, models are all over the place, as you can still tell. From what we are confident on here is that this system, as it works its way here to the west, northwest here, it's going to gradually pick up in strength, gradually pick up a lot of intensity, and overall better structure with the system here, and like I said, obviously just really kind of blow up there overall, which is crazy. Let's see here. Andy says GFS and European models are usually the most accurate. Yeah, statistically yes, but you know, it's always good to grab all of the models' opinions, like I was explaining before. I think I talked about this yesterday. It's always good to grab all the model opinions you can. You know, obviously, even if they are considered to be somewhat inaccurate, it's good to grab all the models' opinions, because you need to take all those similarities and differences. You need to split them up. You need to figure out what's similar between them and what's different. Throw the differences away, because that's not going to get you anywhere. You need to find the similarity points between the models, and that will tell you overall a better story. That'll give you overall a better prediction, you know, essentially. So that's why you see us looking at all these other models to kind of compare opinions here. Overall, because like I said, there's definitely really big difference in opinions here. Like this. So the GFS gets real crazy. The European model obviously goes a little bit more further to the east here. Like I said, hopefully it goes to the, you know, more to the east. But like I said, if it does that, it puts Bermuda at risk even more, which would definitely not be good. Regardless, it looks like, I mean, either direct or indirect impacts with the system across, you know, the U.S. East Coast could be possible. You know, definitely could be possible out of this. We'll have to watch out there for that. Let's see, what's the other storm before that? What do you mean? This guy right here? This was Idalia. This was the one that actually hit Florida the other day. Yep, this is the one that went straight through Florida, pulled around, and is going right up here towards basically the northeast here. Let's see here. North Carolina Outdoors says hello. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. And actually, we have the remains of, or the remainder of, let's see, what was it? Franklin. Yeah, Franklin. I'm pretty sure that's the remainder of Franklin right there. You know, what's actually really interesting is the fact that the Storm Prediction Center, the National Hurricane Center, just off the coast here near Spain, you know, towards Portugal, they have a tropical development chance here. It's not very high per se, but they did mention that the remains of Franklin could come back to life. Could. It's not necessarily likely, like I was talking about, but you know, it's on the table as a possible scenario. So, which is definitely interesting. But obviously, we got this guy, one going over Cape Verde. I'm not expecting too much out of this one, and the odds are, you know, decent for formation. This one's obviously odds are a little up there, as you could probably tell. 100% chance of development, which is a little high. But yeah, no, this is the one we got to look out for. This guy right here. Let's see here. Monica coming in with the support. Thank you so much, Monica, for the $3 super chat coming in. Thank you so much. That's very, very sweet of you. I appreciate it. That is super, super sweet of you. Thank you so much, Monica. That's super nice of you. Big, big thank you. Let's see here. How likely will it hit Florida? So in terms of, you know, in Florida landfall, there's not really any models that support that anymore. Even the ensembles don't really support that too much. I'm gonna go ahead and hop you guys over here to the ensembles. Let's see, 95L. Ensembles, you can see, mostly have this thing, let's actually full screen this here for you guys. The ensembles here, based off of the GEFS model, obviously the middle ground has it going, you know, has it pulling up, and majority of the models show that. Literally like no ensembles go towards Florida. I'm gonna rule out that probability to be very low. So I'm not expecting Florida to get impacted by this here. Yeah. Let's see here. Got another question. So let's see. What kind of shear will the storm encounter? So it's not expected, and at least in its beginning life, it's not expected to encounter really any wind shear. We're going to go ahead and hop you guys over here back to the GFS here. But in terms of the wind shear and stuff like that, let's go ahead and bring up those upper dynamics here. So you can see the system, as we work way down in time, does not have any wind shear. Now that, you know, those winds that you see, that's basically just the venting process of the systems. You know, it was really cool about these systems, like I was saying here. In the lower portion of the storm, they rotate counterclockwise, and on the upper portion, they vent to the top, and they vent clockwise, which is really cool. So that, you know, that basically that flow of clockwise moving air is just a venting process of the system here, which is nothing, you know, obviously no jet stream aiming at it. So little to no wind shear. I mean, literally no wind shear at all. However, as we approach towards the U.S. East Coast, it looks like the wind shear could theoretically increase as you see a big old jet stream dive right next to that cyclone. You know, that's actually probably a reason why the models are having this thing weaken so much by the time it reaches here. I don't think it's because of really dry air too much as it is obviously wind shear. So later in its, you know, late life, essentially, it looks like it could, you know, maybe have a bit of wind shear issues. At this point, probably not, because it's still venting pretty heavily, but, you know, for the most part, the system is still relatively intact. But once it makes, you know, starts touching that potential jet stream that we have here, you can see that big, huge trough across the U.S. Obviously, a big ridge coming around here as this thing kind of parks its way between these these two areas here. It could encounter more wind shear, which would obviously rip it apart here overall. Let's see here. Monica says, no problem, love this channel and all you're doing. Well, thank you, Monica. Very, very sweet. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Is Bermuda, let's see, is this a Bermuda potential event? Yes, it is. Like I said, I think Bermuda could actually be at risk for the system here overall. Especially if some of the models, like the European model and CMC, we're talking how it gets really close, if not getting right over, obviously, Bermuda. I think Bermuda needs to watch the system. I really do. As well as the U.S., East Coast should watch it. Bermuda should watch it. And even the Northern Lesser Antilles should watch it overall. I think it's, a good thing for the models. But anyways, all right, we're going to take a look here at the HWRF model. A little bit of a disclaimer. This is always kind of one of the worst case scenario models, just FYI. I'll let you know if it's overperforming. Now, honestly, it looks like it's handling pretty well. Very wobbly eye, as you can see there. It's not really a complete circle. It's more of like an egg shape here. As you can literally fit an egg in the middle of this hurricane here. Anyways, but in terms of the satellite, wow, dude, look at that. Look at that massive eye, according to the future infrared view from the HWRF. Look at that. It looks like it kicks up an eye here as early as September 6th, which is, what, pretty much a day from now? That is crazy. That is real crazy. But, yeah, this eye gets massive, dude. Absolute behemoth of a storm. According to the HWRF model overall. Let's see here. Let's see. Jeff says. Let's see here. Jeff says, "Hey, great coverage. Thank you so much. What are the chances this will hit North Carolina?" So right now the odds it seems like those odds are starting to back off a bit, which is good. I really don't see that being too much of a problem as of right now. But I would still, just watch out for it. We'll have to keep an eye out there for it overall. But like I said, right now I'm not really worried for North Carolina. Obviously, earlier, like yesterday, there was a couple models showing it in near, get right next to portions of, North Carolina. But now it doesn't look like that's really, a good likelihood. Once again, the ensembles here for the system here, according to the here, we're going to help you guys over here, actually. According to the GFS ensembles, GEFS ensembles, obviously has the system remaining kind of away from the U.S. East Coast for the most part. It seems like it's only the GFS that's supporting this here. Let's see here. Is it possible for it to go further east and come up the east coast of the U.S.? You mean further west? Because if it goes further east, it's going to be further away from the U.S. East Coast. But anyways, whenever it comes to it, like I said, U.S. East Coast is still not ruled out. Like I said, you can see how much spacing the ensembles have as they approach the Northern Lesser Antilles here, is because more uncertainty grows as it approaches those regions. So, like I said, it's still not a for sure thing of what's going to happen in this part of the storm's life. But what is pretty well known is what it's going to continue doing, and that's tracking to the northwest, basically over the next couple of days as it works its way towards the Lesser Antilles here. That is going to be a really good, likelihood. It's kind of what's expected. Now, whenever it comes to the spaghetti models, here's the main spaghetti models you guys are probably used to seeing here. If you're used to tracking the tropics and stuff like that. Whenever it comes to the spaghetti models out of the system, you can see how the spacing between these is pretty short. There's not too much spacing between them. Even towards the end of the spectrum, there's a little bit of spacing, but it's really not half bad. The models, like I said, they're doing pretty daggone good. The spaghetti models are looking pretty good in terms of, the intensity and stuff like that. Let's say the middle point there is right in here. So obviously, a track to the northwest, a gradual track to the northwest is expected, and will more than likely will happen here overall. So definitely have got to be, keeping an eye out there for this. But like I said, gradual development to the northwest is expected. Like I said, it's going to encounter no wind shear. It's going to encounter some, a lot of warm surface temperatures, which is already in right now in terms of the water temperature, as well as a lot of moisture. From the surface to the upper levels of the atmosphere, there's a lot of moisture available, y'all. this is like hurricane development heaven, essentially. Like I said, this thing is seriously, development heaven for the storm. So, like I said, I really don't see too many limiting factors. So I would not be surprised if this thing rapidly strengthens into a major hurricane over the next couple of days here. Like I said, that's that. Let's see here. Has it formed already? I have family that lives in western Massachusetts. I was wondering if they will be fine. So as of right now, copy, it seems like the only model that really supports that right now is the GFS. I mean, still supporting it after, a couple runs. I mean, it's been showing that for, a little bit now. I would say, like I said, obviously monitor it, but I wouldn't be, worried about them. Just considering there's so much uncertainty still in the track of the system here. Like I said, once again, this is kind of its later life cycle here. Obviously, we still have a long ways to go. Between this point and this point, that's about 5 days. So from point A, from where the storm's at now, to point B, where the storm's going to be in 5 days, will be like right here. So it's a little ways away. It's like I said, it's definitely a little ways away overall. Like I said, in this portion of the life cycle, it's still very much unclear of what's going to happen. But we'll definitely need to be watching this one closely for sure, regardless. Let's see here. But no, it has not formed already. It is getting ready to form, though. Let's see. We're going to hop you guys back over here. Like I said, the odds of this thing forming is a high 100% chance over the next week. So this thing is, the Hurricane Center saying, yeah, this thing's going to form. It's going to form. Like I said, it definitely looks like it will, considering the fact that we are seeing, like I said, considering the fact that we are seeing a 100% chance of formation in the next 7 days, that's pretty daggone high. Like I said, the next 2 days, like I said, for the next 48 hours, essentially, 90% chance. 90% chance of development, which is definitely pretty crazy. Let's see here. Cabby says, thanks. You're very welcome. Let's see. Jesse coming in with a $10 super chat. Jesse, thank you so much for that. That is so sweet of you. I appreciate that, Jesse. Saying, howdy, Andrew. What's up, Jesse? Hope you're doing good. See, supporting the channel. Thank you so much for that. That is super, super nice of you. Thank you. Jesse, that is super, super sweet. You did not have to do that. Thank you so much. That is very, very sweet of you. Big, big shout out goes to you, Jesse. Y'all give Jesse a big thank you in the chat. Thank you guys, or thank you so much, Jesse. Appreciate it so much. Big shout out goes out to you. Much, much appreciated. But like I was saying, yeah, the odds are very high with the system. This thing's basically almost a for sure, or it is a for sure. Anytime you have a 100% chance from the hurricane, so that basically means it's gonna happen. It's basically saying it's going to happen. And like I said, whenever it comes to the current view of the storm right now, it's actually looking pretty okay. Like I said, overall, the fact that the circulation here, the circulation's looking fine, but like I said, it's the thunderstorms that need to work their way towards the center. Need to work their way towards the center a little bit. So like I said, we'll definitely have to, monitor that progression. And as it works its way up here, or as it works its way to the, the west here gradually, that organization's going to become a lot more better. So that overall is, expected with the system here. Fly says, greetings from Knoxville, Tennessee. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing fine, my friend. Glad to have you here. But anyways, no, guys, like I said, this is a system that we're definitely going to need to be monitoring. We have, let's see, CADA. This one doesn't exist anymore. You can see there's a little circulation, but there's barely any convection with it. Let's see here. In terms of, let's see, yeah, these ones are all out in the Pacific. Yeah, we aren't worried about those ones too much. We actually do have a system out here. I guess I'll mention it. I mean, it's worth a mention at least. But according to, obviously latest information and stuff like that, if we take a look at the Eastern Pacific out there, whenever it comes to the system, we actually do have another system that's set to kick off there. As you can see, another hurricane is likely. But like I said, the reason we don't mention this one too much is because it's probably not going to do too much. It's going to remain just out to sea, and it's just going to die out as it approaches cooler waters. No issue with that guy. That's why we haven't mentioned it really. But this thing is now a tropical depression, which is formed here earlier today. But anyways, the only one I'm worried about, or the only one I'm a little questioned about, is this one, obviously, 95L, the one we're paying attention to right now. Lord says, what would this be called? This one would be Lee. This would be the newer one that's getting ready to form here. Would be Lee. Not the one in the Eastern Pacific, the one in the Atlantic. This one's going to be Lee. Yep. So Lee is going to be the new name. Let's see here. Hi everyone from Oliver Springs, Tennessee. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Like I said, glad to have everybody here. Hope y'all are having a great day, by the way. Like I said, obviously, I hope y'all had a great Labor Day today. Like I said, you guys, hope y'all had a great day today. And like I said, I'm just going to keep y'all updated on this. Like I said, we're going to be doing live streams every day until the system is gone and poses no more threat. Like I was saying, y'all, I mean, we're going to basically be doing 2 updates per day. We're going to be doing one in the morning. You know, obviously, you know, whenever I wake up, whenever I get, you know, obviously wake up and get things ready, we'll do a live stream in the morning. Like I said, this morning we did one at 9 o'clock, and obviously now we'll do another one, you know, in the evening too, so that we can kind of get 2 ends of the day, get the beginning and the front of the, or the beginning and the end of the day with new model updates and stuff like that, which will, you know, obviously make things a little bit, give us some more information and overall things like that. Let's see. I had a good day at school, or I had a good day because no school. Just kidding. I hear you. Yep, I remember those days. I'm just glad I'm done with school. I'm glad I graduated. Stay in school, y'all. Seriously, it's gonna hurt you if you don't. That's for sure. But anyways, but like I said, guys, yeah. So got to keep an eye on it. Let's go and hop over here to the HMON model. We didn't look at this one yet. Holy cow. All right, so rapid development as expected according to the HMON. Wow, 930s. Was that 935 is the lowest? 934. Wow. Okay, that's a beast. That's a beast. Beast of a storm here. So as we work our way down in time here, you can see, you know, obviously the model ends for September 9th, which, you know, it's hard to tell, but this is like right near the Lesser Antilles. Lesser Antilles are down there. Yeah, I mean, it seems like all the models are actually, you know, obviously agreeing pretty daggone well. Let's see, the HAFS model. Holy cow! HAFS 927 millibars here. Oh my god, dude. Look at that thing. Wow. Holy cow. Look at that eye, dude. That's violent looking. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Holy cow. I'm blown away by that. That is just, yeah, that's gnarly. So yeah, according to the according to this one, 927 millibars. That's pretty low. It's actually higher than what the European model was showing. Remember, the European was showing was it 917? I think. We'll look at that in a minute. But it's pretty rare to see the European model track pressure that low. But yeah, 927 according to HAFS A. Now the other model, which is HAFS B, whoa, this one shows 920 millibars. Oh my god, dude. Look at this thing. Wow. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, according to the models, it seems like the convection really kicks up in the morning tomorrow. Wow. And it looks like it starts to develop its eye, you know, kind of right around September 7th or so. Yeah, there you go. Really starts pulling that eye. That is crazy. That is crazy. Let's see. The chance of this thing hitting South Florida, like I said, it seems like it's pretty low. I'm not too worried about Florida right now regarding the system overall. See, it's a big storm. It is. It is a big storm. Yeah, like I said, you know, I have no doubts that this thing will become a major hurricane at this point. I mean, considering, like I said, there's no wind shear, we're just going to cut off the storm structure. There's no wind shear. There's a lot of warm surface temperatures with the ocean. There's a lot of moisture in the lower to upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just prime heaven for rapid development out of hurricanes, out of the, according to this, you know, for the system. Rapid development is expected. You know, like I said, I rarely say this, and like I said, just take this as an opinion because this is my personal opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing gets up to Cat 4, Cat 5. I'm seriously, I think it's possible. I really do. Models are starting to trend this thing getting very strong, very strong. And also, you know, like I said, the conditions are perfect for rapid development, and it's going to be that way for like 5 days, 5+ days out there. So, you know, like I said, it's pretty bad. It's going to be a pretty bad system here overall. So we'll definitely need to be we'll definitely need to be watching this guy very closely, obviously. I do expect this thing to start weakening, though, as it starts to kind of threaten areas of land, like the west out there. Like if I was to bring you guys back over here to the, let's see, we'll go ahead and bring back the GFS model. Let's see. Oh my god, dude, look at the GFS. Holy cow, dude. GFS is very pixelated, but you can see, look at that infrared according to the American GFS. That is crazy. That's actually really crazy. But anyways, like I said, we work our way down in time. We're gonna go and bring this back up to the, let's see. Oh, is that a new model run coming through? No. I guess Zero Zulu will come out here soon. Huh. Anyways, but whenever it comes to it, though, like I said, I think it's going to start weakening as it gets, obviously, closer to the U.S. East Coast and towards Bermuda there. I'm not saying it will 100% will hit the U.S. East Coast. Like I said, the odds are still very much unknown if it's going to come near the U.S. East Coast. But I would monitor it. Same thing for Bermuda, though. But like I said, I mean, I think it's going to undergo some weakening once it works its way up here above the Caribbean. Like I said, considering that the wind shear is going to be increasing out there. Let's go ahead and switch you guys over there. You can see this big old jet stream here. It's going to basically run into this jet stream and probably rapidly weaken. And you just get caught up in the Arctic Circle at some point. But you can see from the point being of where it's at now, you can see right where it's at right now, which is right here, to where it's going to be in 5 days. There's no wind shear. Absolutely no wind shear. And this wind that you see up here, that's the venting of the hurricane. That's not part of the. That's not part of a jet stream or anything like that. That's basically cutting it off. No, there's no wind shear out there. It is absolutely just very, very, very calm in terms of winds that are foreign to the hurricane. But like I said, the jet stream, the jet stream is going to be positioned way up there. A little strong jet up here as well, but this is far away from the system. The system's right there. Which obviously, once again, wind shear is not going to be an issue with this problem, at least in its beginning, its kind of early middle life cycle. It's not forecasted to be a problem. And of course, with the moisture as well, all that bluish green color showing a lot of moisture in the system here overall. Once again, like I said, y'all, literally very little to no dry air associated with interference here. It's going to run into a little bit of dry air, but it has enough moisture to keep going. Has enough moisture to keep going pretty daggone strong here. So, like I said, it's definitely going to be, it's definitely going to be in a prime environment for rapid strengthening overall. Let's see here. What's the name of this one? So, yeah, this next name here is going to be Lee. Next one's Lee. Do I think it'll hit Florida? Like I was saying, for Florida, I don't see too much of a possibility of it hitting Florida. It seems like most of the models, at least as of now, like I said, things can still change, but it's more of an unlikely scenario. It's going to come somewhat like this, more than likely, to a track like that, either go a little close or remain a little bit far out. It's going to do something like that, but it is expected to pull north as it rolls just, near the Caribbean. It's going to start to pull north according to the models here. Let's see here. Looks like all the dry air is gone after the storm. Like I said, yeah, dry air is not going to be a problem with this one either. I mean, there is a little bit of dry air has to punch through. As you can see, this big, belt here of drier air, obviously in the brown, showing lower relative humidities across the entire atmosphere. And you can see the bluish green color right where the cyclone's at, showing a lot of moisture. It just punches right through that dry air, no problem. And then obviously later on in its cycle, as it works towards the U.S. East Coast, not only is the wind shear going to increase, but also the drier air could start infiltrating its way into the storm here, which could cause it to rapidly weaken. So like I said, even if it does threaten the U.S. East Coast, like I said, even if the GFS is right and it does come close to the U.S. East Coast, the chances are it's going to start really rapidly weakening by the time it reaches there. I'm not saying it still won't be a strong storm, but it will be a lot weaker than what it was down expected before it reaches the Lesser Antilles overall. Let's see here. Thank you for the info. You're very welcome. You are very, very welcome. But like I said, yeah, definitely have got to, still monitor the progression of the storm here. Let's see, the European model overall. The European model shows the storm being a lot smaller than the GFS has it, but still punching through some dry air, should have no problem with it. The European model here shows a little bit more dry air available overall, but it still, it still has the system here kicking off pretty well. And then, like I said, obviously we have this big ridge here, this big high-pressure dome across the U.S. East Coast and eastern Canada. Well, like I said, according to this model, should remain to the west of the system, and that should ricochet or allow for the storm to ricochet off of it and not harm the U.S. East Coast any direct manner. Still potential, like I said, rip currents could still be a possibility. Now, like I said, the GFS, on the other hand, it has that high pressure slipping to the east of the cyclone, which once again is kind of funneling the storm into the northeast potentially. According to the GFS, it kind of wants another Hurricane Sandy to happen from what it looks like. But like I said, that's what the GFS has been trending for the last several models. I mean, look at this. We dropped down to the 12 Zulu one. 12 Zulu actually kept it out a little bit more out to sea. Dryer starting to really pull into it at the end. Pretty daggone strong there, according to the the GFS. The run before that, 06 Zulu, literally has it slamming like New York City, which would not be good. But like I said, the odds of that are still very much unknown at the most part. Let's see here. I think that tropical storm conditions could affect the Leeward Islands. Possibly. It's not ruled out, but it's a potential. Well, that's what I'm saying. We got to watch out for the Lesser Antilles as well. So the areas I'm mostly concerned about is obviously, the portions of the northern Lesser Antilles here. I'd even say the southern Bahamas should monitor this, and even portions of the U.S. East Coast should watch it. Also Bermuda. Those are the main regions I'd be paying attention for the system here. That's where I kind of think the potential impacts could be at. So gotta watch it. Let's see here. Seems to be moving pretty fast. It definitely picks up speed as it gets caught up in the jet stream here. Like I said, as it approaches this dome of high pressure, it gets caught up in the jet and just gets launched. You can see how quickly it just gets launched up into the Arctic Circle there, and it just gets evaporated, according to the GFS. Not just the GFS, but all the other models as well. At the end of the life cycle, it just basically gets launched up into the Arctic Circle there, which is crazy. Do I think it'll hit Puerto Rico? As of now, it doesn't look like that's a possibility. It doesn't look like that's expected. It's going to come pretty close, though. Puerto Rico is just to the south of the cyclone here. Now, with that being said, though, I definitely do think that Puerto Rico could probably feel the effects of it. I definitely do think that's a possibility. Considering that we will likely have some high waves and even some rip current issues. I think that could be a big problem for the system overall. Yep. Let's see. It won't come near Florida at all, right? It's not expected to. It's not expected to come near Florida. Like I said, the majority of the models here has this guy basically pulling north for the most part. Like I said, depending on how far to the west it goes is still kind of unknown, but the overall verdict is expected to pull north. Yeah, that's the overall verdict as of right now. Let's say the GFS model obviously has it still pulling north, but a little closer to the coast than we'd like. And of course, we have ourselves, like the other majority of the models showing it kind of a little bit more to the east, which, like I said, if it goes more to the east, like some of these other models, like the European models explaining here, this would put, like I said, Bermuda at risk for either a direct landfall or a very close approach. Very close approach. But anyways, let's see here. Midnight says, saw a few longer forecasts that showed it hitting North Carolina, Virginia. Got a family in Virginia, an area obviously not equipped with handle that much rain. It seems like less likely chance. It seems like it's dwindling down a little bit for like I said, direct landfall across Virginia and North Carolina. I've lived in Virginia all my life. It's pretty rare to have a cyclone impact portions of Virginia. I mean, just based off of historical speaking, it's not impossible per se, but there's only been one run I've seen hitting North Carolina. That was like 2 days ago, which the models don't really have it getting doesn't have it making landfall in North Carolina. In terms of the latest runs, like I said, right now, kind of has it remaining well to the north. But, if you're across the beaches and stuff like that, I definitely think that there could be a rip current concern regardless. I think we're going to feel some effects regardless. Kind of similar to Hurricane Franklin we just had literally like a week ago. With Franklin going on, Franklin cut real close to, obviously kind of a similar track to what this guy is doing, which would, if not the same strength, maybe maybe a little bit more weaker, but still would actually cause a bit of rip currents to be a possibility. Let's see here. Do I think it'll hit Long Island, New York? What percentage would I give it? That's a very difficult question to answer. But if I was to give it a percent, I'd say right around a 5% chance. Like I said, the odds are very low. There's only one model that's showing it get near that. I'm not confident on that at all right now. Not confident. Let's see here. Yeah, what about New England? Yeah, like I said, basically the odds of this thing hitting New England, like I said, it's still a possible threat, but it's not the most likelihood. I mean, for example, you can see most of the ensembles I'm about to show you guys, which is one model just ran a bunch of times, over and over. And you can see the ensembles have this thing kind of pulling up north a bit, overall. But like I said, the thing that's going to determine what the system is going to most likely do is this big dome of high pressure, which is, gonna get a little close to liking here. Let's actually move this back to the North Atlantic here. But you can kind of see here as this thing works up close, we have this big dome of high pressure up there across eastern Canada. Overall, like I said, if it's more to the east, like I was talking about, if this high pressure is more east of where the storm's position's at, this is going to help funnel it away. Because like I said, once again, I've mentioned before that the between high and low pressure systems, they can't just run into each other. They're going to ricochet off of each other. Like I was explaining, kind of like two magnets with the same poles. You put them together, they're going to ricochet. They're going to kind of pull away from each other. That's what these systems do. If there were two low pressure systems, they would actually orbit each other. They would revolve around each other. The HWRF effect, I think, is how you. I think that's what it's called. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it per se, but there's an effect that is called. But overall, like I said, depending on where this high pressure dome is at, if it's more to the west here, which would be the best case scenario, this would actually help deflect it out to the east, which would definitely be a good thing. But like I said, right now, in terms of where the system, like I said, in terms of like I said, the GFS here has it kind of squeezing a little bit more inland because of this high pressure dome, kind of the storm kind of bouncing off of it because it's kind of on that angle of attack, kind of at a slight angle, so it's basically just going to ricochet off of it. But anyways, that's kind of what we're seeing here. Let's see here. A little clarification says, let's see. A couple of us are wondering about your thoughts on formation chance off Africa, just behind the storm. Oh, okay. So for the second system, like I was explaining, actually, we mentioned this here earlier today, earlier in the live stream. This guy right here, the one that's going to be rolling off west coast of Africa, the odds are pretty, like I said, over the next 2 days anyways, are pretty low. Overall for the next week is, a likely scenario this thing will turn into at least a tropical depression. I don't expect too much impacts out of this storm here. Like I said, some of the models, like the GFS shows this thing just dying out, getting absolutely smothered by the Atlantic high. That's a possibility, which, like I said, regardless, is still going to be away from the U.S. land. But some of the models, like the European, was showing to get a little bit closer to the east here, which still I don't see being a big problem. So I'm not too worried about it, honestly. I'm really not worried about the second system. I think that the first system has a much more larger degree of potential impact rather than this guy. So we're gonna keep this on the back burner. I mean, we'll watch it every now and then, but like I said, it's not gonna be it's not expected to be anything too crazy, essentially. Let's see here. Cuba possibly could get hit. More than likely would not. More than likely Cuba will be okay with this. The most I see happening for Cuba is obviously the system. I mean, it's going to remain. Yeah, Cuba's far away from the storm for the most part, actually. As you can see, Cuba's right here. Right, so Cuba's a little ways away from the cyclone here, according to the GFS and overall models. I don't see too many impacts, if any, happening for Cuba. Yeah, really don't. Let's see. A little clarification says, "Thanks, you're very welcome." Let's see here. Any possibility at the point some or more like, or see, anything is possible at the point. Sorry, some are more likely than others, though. Yeah, the most probable outcome. It seems like this guy is going to get pulled out to sea, right? Kind of in this direction. Which, like I said, that's going to put Bermuda in a big, area to watch out for. Bermuda's got to watch the progression of the system. Absolutely. Let's see, Virginia Beach, please. We want one so bad. I wouldn't wish for a hurricane because, obviously that they're very destructive and very devastating. I wouldn't wish a hurricane upon that. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing. And I hope it does not happen, personally. I'm sure a lot of you guys as well who live out there as well also don't want that to happen because, with hurricanes and tropical cyclones, there's a lot of destruction involved. And a lot of lives are changed because of it. So, like I said, don't be hoping for it. Let's see here. Bermuda needs to lock in. Yeah, Bermuda needs to watch it. That's one of the main areas I'm actually worried about, or concerned about anyways, is Bermuda, which you can barely see on the map here. You can barely make it out, but that little speck right there, y'all, that's Bermuda. You can see, according to the GFS model, it gets awfully close. I mean, possibly even tropical storm conditions there. And the European model, on the other hand, the ECMWF, has this thing going like coming right at, basically, you know, if not just scraping the left-hand side, which is definitely, you know, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let's see here. Let's see. I can see it taking the same path as Franklin. Yeah, I think that's a good possibility, but I think it could pull a little closer to Bermuda, personally. Do I think Western Virginia will have any problems? Probably not. Nah. As of right now, like I said, once again, the odds of it hitting the U.S. East Coast, I think, are lowering. I don't think the odds are as high as they were. Like I said, I mean, yes, the GFS model has been saying it's going to be getting real close to the U.S. Northeast Coast. But I really think that odds is getting lower. Because, like I said, a lot of the other models are starting to come out, and they're actually saying this thing's going to be shifting its way earlier to the east. Let's see here. Bermuda's a bad place to live, surrounded by hurricanes. Yeah, it's not the, you know, it's not the most not the most best area to get away from the weather. You could say that. Let's see here. Bermuda has very stringent building codes for tropical events. Yeah, no, they build these places with hurricanes and tropical storms in mind. Absolutely. Doesn't say that they don't get impacted, but they still do. Let's see here. Bermuda keeps getting skirted somehow. We loved our vacay there 25 years ago. Hopefully this isn't one. Yeah. Now there was a couple of them. I think I think it was 21. If it wasn't 21, it was sometime in the early 2020s. We had a hurricane that actually made direct landfall over Bermuda, which was pretty nasty. Let's see. Models can change. Oh, they most certainly will. Absolutely. Let's see here. So it won't hit the continental U.S. Like I said, I'm not saying it won't, but I'm not saying it will either. I'm saying the most likelihood is it won't. But like I said, there is still that, you know, the GFS model that's still saying, yeah, it could get a little close to the East Coast. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying it's kind of unlikely. You know, honestly, I agree more the fact that it could just go out to sea more. But like, obviously, once again, putting Bermuda at that problem. Yeah. Let's see here. I lived in Florida all my life, and they're not fun, trust me. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not. I mean, for weather enthusiasts, you know, sometimes they're a nice adrenaline rush, but they're not essentially something you should wish upon, really. You know, because like I said, they cause a lot of destruction. They're not good. They ruin people's lives, which is obviously something you should never wish for. Let's see here. 10 days out, let's see, leaves a lot of possibilities for U.S. landfall. Absolutely. Yeah, like I was saying here, I mean, basically from the point of now to the point of where it's basically near the Lesser Antilles here, from, you know, point A of where it's at right now, like I was saying, to point B, this is 5 days out. And you know me, like I said, I don't like forecasting past 5 days because, you know, the models become so inconsistent and so, you know, so unknown, essentially. Like I said, a lot can change. A lot can definitely change here. We'll definitely need to be, you know, monitoring this, and we'll definitely need to be keeping an eye out there for it overall. Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said, there's still anything up for grabs right now, but it seems like it might be becoming a little bit more clear, and the fact it's probably going to, you know, pull its way to the north. Is majority of the models do support that. Let's see here. Idalia didn't kill anyone in Florida, which was great. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't hear any deaths, but hopefully that's the truth. Hopefully no one died in it. Yeah, Idalia was definitely pretty. Definitely is pretty a crazy system. Yeah, I'm glad we tracked that one. We were live for 7.5 hours on that system, which was nuts, really nuts. Let's see here. Rainbow says, thank you, Andrew. You're very welcome. I find your streams helpful, as I am certain many do. I must go now. See you later on. All right, see you later, Rainbow. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're probably going to be heading off here as well here in a minute, y'all, because, you know, we usually do our, you know, event live stream or our forecasting live streams for about an hour. We've already really went over everything we need to talk about for the most part. But like I said, if this was more of a coverage live stream, then obviously I would, you know, I would be live here a lot longer. You know, my coverage live streams last, you know, at least 2 to 3 hours and more overall. Let's see here. There was some deaths in Georgia and in other states. Oh, gotcha. There was a couple of deaths. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's terrible. Like I said, I mean, obviously, I tried to do the best I could to inform. Like I said, YouTube only recommends to some degree here, YouTube's only like, yeah, I'm gonna give you this amount of viewers, essentially. I mean, obviously the more the better, because the more prepared people can be, and that's why we can't stress enough to share this live stream, guys, is because the more we can get the word out there, the more lives we potentially could save. Obviously that's the main goal of the channel, is to make sure that everybody is remaining safe. That's all we care about. That's all we care about. Let's see here. Again, I've been in them. I love it. You wouldn't obviously understand crazy weather. There are many of us just watch storm chasers. Now, like I said, obviously I wouldn't wish. Like I said, I get what your perspective is that yeah, they can be somewhat entertaining to go through, but you should never wish a tropical system or a natural disaster on anybody. It's just very inhumane, honestly. Let's see here. Let me look here. Kevin says, what if it does an Irma or Ike? All the models were going north, and so they went to the south. Like I said, once again, there's still a lot of uncertainty between now and the point of it approaching near the U.S. East Coast. The reason I say near is because it's still not certain that it is going to hit the U.S. East Coast. But like I said, a lot can change. Once again, like I explained before, the storm's right around here somewhere. And like I said, whenever it comes to 5 days out, it'll be like right here. So, it's got a lot of distance to cover in 5 days. We'll have a lot more information once it's at this point here overall. Let's see here. What do I think the most likely scenario is at this time? If you haven't answered it yet, I've mentioned it a couple times. Like I said, I think the most probable, the most probable outcome will be kind of similar to Franklin, potentially, kind of curving out to sea here. But like I said, with that track, I think that Bermuda could have problems. Here. Let's see here. I would like to see EF5 tornadoes. Let's see. I would like to see EF5 tornadoes that do 0 damage. Yeah, the thing about that, though, is the fact that, essentially, for tornadoes to be rated, they have to have damage, unfortunately. If they do no damage, if they overall do no damage here, like I said, they can't really be rated. They rate them off of the damage they cause. Obviously, they look at well-developed, well-built structures and stuff like that overall. Yeah. Let's see here. Scolded's a little upset right now. See, tell my opinion, no need to be a bully on your high horse. Like I said, I'm not bullying or anything. I'm just saying that you should never wish a natural disaster upon somebody. That's not right. You're in the wrong for that. You're definitely in the wrong for that. Let's see here. If you live in Bermuda, watch this because it's serious. Yeah, like I said, obviously I think Bermuda needs to be paying attention to this here because, overall, I mean, like I said, it's looking like it's going to get pretty close. It definitely looks like it's going to get potentially pretty close here, overall. But yeah. Let's see here. The Reno tornado was an EF3 despite having winds of 300 miles an hour due to low damage. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Doppler on wheels, the Dow, actually picked up, I think, 302 mile an hour circulation up in that storm, which was crazy. The winds obviously were, well, to be classified as EF5, I think it has to be a 201 and higher. But yeah, easy EF5 status according to the Dow readings. But the damage it caused, that's the only way it's rated, is by the damage it does. And from what it did hit, it wasn't at its peak at that point, for one, and it more than likely didn't hit directly on that area. So like I said, we couldn't get really good readings overall. Let's see here. Kevin coming in with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Kevin. Says, what if it does an Irma or Ike? Models were north. Like I was saying here, it's anything's possible. Anything's up for grabs right now. I said, obviously, I hope it doesn't turn like Irma or Ike. Honestly, I think the odds of it turning into Irma is very unlikely, though. Once again, like I said, my perspective on terms of track is the more than likelihood it's going to kind of pull away from Florida. I really don't see Florida in too much of a big problem right now, but we'll definitely keep an eye out there for it overall. Let's see here. Michael coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. Saying, as somebody who lives by the coast, hurricanes are not a joke. I agree. Anyone who gets excited by them, remember that bad hurricanes literally change lives. 100%. Couldn't say it any better, dude. I appreciate the 5. Thank you so much, dude. Greatly appreciated. Very, very sweet of you. Let's see here. Also, a little clarification coming in here with a $10 super chat. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate that, y'all. Let's see here. We'll check back in a week. Thanks, Andrew and Mods. All right. Or check back in this week. I thought you said check back in a week. I'm like, wait a minute. It would be a little far for now. Anyways, but like I said, you know, overall, thank you so much. Little clarification. Also, Michael, you guys rock. Appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much. Let's see here. How long? Let's see. Had a long weekend, but it's back to school tomorrow. Yep. A lot of people, I'm sure, are not happy about that overall. Let's see here. But anyways, well, guys, like I said, we're probably going to be heading off here pretty soon, y'all. So if there's any final questions you guys might have, feel free to let us know, guys. Because like I said, you know, we've basically covered everything we need to talk about right now in terms of track, possible, you know, strength, and everything like that. We've basically got it all in the bag so far. So whenever it comes to it, y'all, you know, like I said, I think we're going to be calling it a stream here pretty soon. And like I said, y'all, just please be safe out there. Just monitor the progression of this. You know, like I said, the areas I'm a little concerned about, obviously, is Bermuda. I'd even still pay attention to the U.S. East Coast. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying it's, you know, it's not a ruled out scenario yet, considering there is still models that support it. And obviously, like I said, obviously, I'd even pay attention to the Northern Lesser Antilles too, and maybe even the Southern Bahamas, like I was talking about. Those areas are the regions I'd be watching the system, because, you know, like I said, the system's going to be squeezing right in between more than likely. That's the most probable track. But like I said, depending on how far east or west it goes, will have almost, you know, certain consequences to some degree overall. Let's see here. So far models have, let's see, North Carolina, Rhode Island, and Maine landfalls in the U.S. Yeah, it's honestly crazy. It's honestly crazy. See, Legacy said I showed up right at the end. Yeah, it's all right, Legacy. Like I said, if you want to go back in the update, you can scroll back to the beginning if you want to. Let's see here. Roadster says, thanks, Andrew. Look forward to the update. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Let's see here. See, Kimwa says, thanks. Yeah, we'll definitely check back for your next update. Thanks a bunch. You're very welcome, guys. I said y'all are very, very welcome. Like I said, I'm definitely glad to help out as much as I possibly can. Like I said, definitely, you know, glad to help out you guys as much as possible, because, you know, like I said, it's definitely, you know, you know, something that we need to pay attention to overall. Let's see here. Smiley coming in with a $20 super chat. Holy cow, dude. Thank you so much. Smiley says, let's see, keyword uncertainty. Listen, I went through, let's see, no storm name. Why uncertainty? 1993, no name storm. There will always be uncertainty. Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. I really thank you so much, though, for the $20 super chat. That is, first of all, very, very sweet of you. Very appreciative. Thank you so much for that. That is super sweet of you. But I agree. You know, like I said, certainty, you know, uncertainty here. Like I said, you know, once again, between the point of where it's at now, which is obviously, you know, right in this region, the point it is, you know, 5 days from now, which is, you know, towards the, you know, like I said, the Lesser Antilles there, towards the Windward Islands. Like I said, overall, like I was saying, there's a lot of, what you say, uncertainty, you know, between what's going on there for the next several days. Like I said, we know what it could look like in the beginning part of the event here, but, you know, like I said, in terms of the late part of the event, it seems a little bit too, you know, a little bit unknown here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Michael says, thanks, have a good night. You too. Once again, thank you so much. JJ says, you're a legend. My books, thank you. You're very, very welcome, JJ. Legacy says you're getting so much money. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Like I said, you guys, you all do not have to donate. Like I said, it's never about the money. Like I said, honestly, it helps, yes, but it's never been about the money. Like I said, obviously the main thing is to keep you guys prepared. That's all we care about. Let's see, weather forecasting is not perfect. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. Let's see here. People are be donating to raise awareness. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much once again. Let's see here. Chris says, I hope Proxy's okay. She's been on a while. I know. I haven't seen Proxy since that last event we had, the Hit Ohio. That was like over a week and a half ago, I think. Yeah, hopefully she's doing all right. Let's see. JMC says, love your coverage from several models. Love the enthusiasm. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys, for all your kind words and all your support, guys. I really appreciate it so much. Anyways, you guys, well, we're going to be heading off here pretty soon. I want to go ahead and give a big shout out to our donators here for tonight. Thank you so much to Monica, Jesse, Kevin, Michael, a little clarification, and Smiley. Thank you guys so much. It's greatly appreciated. Very, very sweet of y'all. Like I said, just remember, you guys do not have to do that. You know, just you guys hanging out with us, just being here is more than appreciated. Like I said, it's greatly appreciated, you guys. Once again, thank you guys for being here. Overall, definitely, thank you guys. Let's see here. Tornado says you and Jim Cantori are the best weathermen ever. I appreciate it, Tornado. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. I don't know why that got removed, but anyways, thank you so much. Let's see here. You're for sure great at the details, and it helps. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all so much. You guys absolutely rock. All right, well, like I said, you guys, we'll definitely be here tomorrow morning. I'm not sure exactly what time. Depends on whenever I wake up. Whenever I wake up, guys, I'll hop on, make a thumbnail, and then we'll go live for the new updates. In terms of tomorrow evening as well, we'll probably do that. I will mention tomorrow we do have ourselves a let's see, a severe weather risk across the north for portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin. I'm working on my winter forecast. I might have to delay it again because we might have to cover this tomorrow because there is a 2% tornado threat out there across Wisconsin, north central Iowa, and 2 portions of central eastern Minnesota. Damaging wind gusts and hail is a possibility. So I think I'm going to have to cover this tomorrow. I'll be live for at least maybe 2 to 3 hours on this event here tomorrow. So we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see here really quickly. Before I head off, I want to see what time, an estimate of time. Looks like storms pop off here kind of late, though. Yeah, you can see the models kind of having these storms pop off maybe between, like, looks like mostly after 5 o'clock or so. Yeah, mostly after 5 o'clock or so. Let's see here. But, yeah, we'll definitely have to monitor this event. It even shows a few storms down there towards Missouri firing off as well in Iowa. Shoot, maybe even in a portion of the Ohio Valley. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it. We'll definitely be watching it. Like I said, we'll probably do some, knowing me, we'll probably do some coverage. We haven't done severe weather coverage in a while because it hasn't been needed, but I think tomorrow it could be needed considering we have a tornado threat and damaging winds and hail overall, but that's that. But, all right, well, you guys, y'all have a great and wonderful night. Like I said, I really appreciate y'all's support. Once again, thank you all so much. We're going to go ahead over here to the ending screen now. One last thank you to our donators here for today. Big shout out goes out to Monica, Jesse, Kevin, Michael, little clarification, and Smiley. Thank you guys once again so much. You guys absolutely rock. We appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for all the support. But all right, well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your nights. Like I said, the stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes. So if there's anything you guys want to go ahead and say to your friends and family, like I said, or anybody who you're hanging out with in the chat, go ahead and say your final goodbyes, y'all. But like I said, tomorrow we'll be here for you guys. We'll be, like I said, we'll definitely keep you guys informed and stuff like that. Overall, with the system, we'll give you guys some more updates tomorrow morning. Like I said, whenever I wake up, not sure what time that'll be, but probably sometime in the middle to late morning. That's what I'm thinking. But all right, you guys, once again, y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. Y'all be safe out there, and we will catch you guys here later on. All right, guys, y'all take care. We'll see y'all later. Peace out, my friends. See you later tomorrow.